Hey y'all, what's up? We are here. We are here, honey. All right, we're here to talk about basketball wives. Now, who I got with me? All right, I have Scotty by nature. I have T with giving you the real tea, and we are missing Josiah. We are missing you, Josiah's World TV Media. Did I get that right?
Yeah, you got it
It's
right.
a tongue twister, but y'all don't twist on fingers up when y'all go on over there and subscribe because he definitely has some great content. And please make sure that you're subscribing to T, giving you the real tea, as well as Scotty by Nature. All right, they have some great content, so please make sure, all right, that you guys are hopping over there and subscribing. All right, yeah. So we just gonna touch on the past two episodes, this week's and last week's. This week didn't give us a whole lot, so we definitely going to talk about last week. And I just jotted down a few things that I wanted us to really get into. So Brandi crushing on Ty, but still crying about her husband. Brandi, I've liked Brandi lately more than I did in the past, but I do not care about what's going on with her and her husband. And that's why y'all know that's why she really can't say nothing to Jen, right? That's why she choosing not to go in on Jen.
Because she'll sound like a complete hypocrite if she says anything to Jennifer about anything. Like, you stayed with your man after he slept with 500 damn people. I know I'm probably over exaggerating on the damn number. I might not be.
I think they said what, 300?
Oh, 300. I add 2 more on there. But the fact is,
I did.
Right, but the fact is though, like you can't talk about nobody, Brandi, and girl, you don't need to be saying nothing about Jen.
And I could totally understand how a straight woman could turn into a carpet muncher. Being around Ty for 5 minutes. Okay. I totally can understand it. I get it. Because I'm telling you, I got a little thing for Ty too. I do. I went up. I won't even mad at Brandi. I said, Brandi, I get it.
I have to agree. I said that. I think I said that years ago. I told that to my mom. I said, now Ty is a cute little something. Now, if I was on that side, I'll be trying to holler at Ty too.
That is one handsome woman.
It is in real life.
Like I'm for real. Like I was looking, like I'd be looking, I'd be like, God damn, Ty fine as a motherfucker.
But I'm totally on your side, Jami. I said the exact same thing on my live. Brandi, girl, we don't care. Whatever you and Jason got going on, keep us out the group chat because you've been going through this with him since you've been up here. Like, and now here we are with the same storyline. It's giving Ashley Darby. Quiet.
Oh, not Ashley Darby.
It's giving Ashley Darby at this point.
But you know what though? I said this in one of my reviews. I think it was the last week's review or the premiere episode review. But you know, we knew that Jason had cheated on Brandi, but we didn't know the severity of it really until they got on Iyanla. And if you remember, Brandi was miserable to watch for a couple of seasons on Basketball Wives, and I loved me some Brandi. Everybody know that I did, even when everybody else didn't like her, I still liked her. But looking back at like season 4 and season 5 and how miserable she was, she was probably miserable because of that damn marriage of hers, and she came to work taking it out on everybody. That's probably what that was.
She was. I think for me, it was just like, you can leave, right?
Right. Right.
Why do we have to suffer with you?
Right.
Just a little bit. And she still hurt the way she was pouring her heart out to Ty over there crying and getting emotional. I said, that's how Ty get her women. She tried to connect with them because y'all know she was on the phone. What did Ming say? They was on the phone for thousands of hours. No, thousands of minutes, equating to multiple hours. So I said, oh, you like to let your friends confide in you about what they got going on in their marriage. You try to slip right on in there. And speaking of Ming, y'all, let's a little bit of Housewives, okay? Because we got a few things to get into with you, baby.
Oh, what is it, girl?
I'm gonna try to. Okay, so the first thing, Ming introducing the receipts of Drew messing with Ty. I don't feel like that's enough, y'all. For me, I don't believe they messed with each other. I think they were friends, as they said, because nobody is really giving me no evidence. Like, it's a bunch of he say. Yeah, receipts, supposedly text messages were shown at the reunion, but even Kenya was like, there's nothing in these messages that's incriminating. Like, what are y'all? So I just feel like it is a narrative, it's a scheme in my personal that Ralph set up to come to us with the bullshit. What y'all think? What y'all think? Y'all felt like there was some proof with the y'all been on the phone for thousands, hundreds of hours or whatever.
I don't really think that that's really proof, because I don't think that's proof. I think that I do believe that Drew probably did like Ty, and I do think that Ty probably liked Drew, and Drew probably was a little bit curious, in my opinion. But I don't think it went any further than flirting and talking on the phone every night. That's just what I believe, because they're both saying the same thing, although they really don't mean that they're both telling the truth. But at the same time, that's just the feeling that I get from the situation. I really believe that nothing more happened than what they're saying. Because Drew was dealing with a lot of stuff, going through it with Ralph, and Ty was probably that person that she was coming to and confiding into and stuff like that. And like you just said, that's probably how Ty gets her damn women, by talking to these women when they dealing with these no good ass niggas. And she probably like, even though I ain't no nigga, I'm just like a nigga, so I could treat you better than your nigga did, whatever. And then if I was a female, I'd file for it.
Cool.
With no problems. But I don't think nothing more happened, though. That's just me.
For me,
I can't wait to hear this.
No, for me, I do kind of agree with you. I feel like, if anything, she probably would have been open-minded enough to do it, but I feel like she thought about the bigger picture. Like, this nigga already don't like me. We're already going through a divorce. He's already trying to use everything he can to destroy me. I can only imagine what he would do with this. So I feel like, even if she probably did want to, and it probably could have gotten to that point, the only reason why she didn't was because of what she's going through personally. That's what I think.
I agree. And listening to her interview with Carlos, I think she kind of like confirmed that a bit, And that's a whole nother Housewives chat, because I was going to get pissed off again, just a little piece. Not too pissed off, but it's just the fact that this. Like, I'm thinking about Portia, y'all. I'm sorry, but it's the fact that you was trying to put this narrative off on this lady, and I ain't like that. But it's all good. Okay, so what else I wanted to get into Ming about? Ming, you was the one that sat up there and cheated, though. So you had all that mouth when it was time to talk about the Drew situation, but when it came down to what you did with a man, you was like,
And see, that's why I agree with Jen when Jen said, you know what? I really feel like you're not really into women like that. I feel like you're mostly into men. And to be honest, I kind of agree with Jen. I think, and I said this in my thing, I think she likes the idea of Ty, and she likes to have Ty around to make her feel whatever it is she wants to feel. But ultimately, do I see me settling down with the woman forever? I don't. Being honest,
I kind of agree with that too, because I feel like Ming is the type of woman that, like, she loves men, but she likes women, but she likes women. She don't love women. She likes to mess around with a woman. She don't want to be in a real deep relationship with a woman. She want that with a man, but when she want to have a good time or whatever, she want to mess with a woman. Kind of like how I like masculine men, but I like to play with feminine boys and stuff. That type of thing.
You do?
No,
we were best friends all this time. I never knew you was into the girls like that.
I do. I like the girls sometimes.
Okay.
I do.
Look, y'all. I never knew. I'm with y'all. I don't know.
Thought I told you that. I told you that, T.
I had no idea. I learned something new about you every day.
Hey. Not every day. Okay. Well, another thing I wanted to get into with Ty, y'all, I mean, not Ty, but me. Please let me know if y'all caught this.
Okay.
Y'all remember how Britt had called out Ming for like them talking, I guess, down in Miami, and she held like the photos, whatever, like that. Basically, they was hanging out in Miami.
Mm-hmm.
Is it the same with y'all that y'all realize why they hung out? Because the same Britt pulled on Housewives with Kenya. I felt this episode Ming pulled the same thing with Brandi when she tried to say Brandi was trying to talk about her makeup or something like that. And when they played back the scene, I said, "Girl, that lady didn't say nothing."
Looking for an issue.
Looking for an issue. I didn't understand it. I said, Ming, I'm trying to follow you because I think you cool, but I can't follow you, sis. I don't understand what you mad about.
Yeah, she was looking for a problem. That annoyed the hell out of me. By the time I got done watching the episode, I'm like, so Ming, this gonna be you finna be that person. You finna be the one that's finna get on my goddamn nerves. You finna be the one to start all this unnecessary bullshit. You finna do that, girl.
Oh man,
that just disappointed me all the way through. Like, girl, what the fuck is you doing?
You know what? Maybe she's only making it a big deal because she feels the way when Evelyn dropped that dime about Brandi thinking Ty's cute, and then Ty told her the same thing. I feel like maybe that's where most of it is stemming from.
And Ty probably told her to make her mad.
Oh,
perhaps.
Possibly. That. And you know what? I feel like Ty wouldn't have to do much because Ming don't really believe anything that Ty says. I didn't like to sit down on the couch where Ty wanted to be just friends. I'm sorry, I keep saying Ty, but Ming wanted to just be friends, but Ty wanted a little more. But Ming all up in her face, and I'm like, I need you to make a decision because that's just not fair.
I kind of believe Ming be playing games with that girl. I know a lot of times we hear a lot of stories about Ty being like being a lesbian hoe and stuff like that. We hear that all the time. But when we looking at Ty and Ming's interaction, it's giving you be playing with this girl's feelings. It's given that you really don't want to be with Ty like that. You really want a man, and that's fine if that's what you really want. But then you sleep in the bed naked with this girl. But then your choice of words is, "Well, I always sleep naked." Girl, no. If you just want to be her friend, then why the fuck you sleeping in the bed naked with her? Because if I'm sleeping in the bed naked with a nigga, I want to.
Facts.
I mean, and I ain't trying to be your friend. I'm trying to be your fucking friend, not your friend. If I'm sleeping in the bed naked with you.
And Ty give me the type that she ain't finna be laid up in no bed with no girl that she ain't screwing. That's really what it's giving me.
It's giving it to me too. It's giving it to me too.
I'm just saying, so she playing because, and I think that Ty is feeling like they're friends, but they still be messing around. And when you have that thing going on, and Ty was like, "Well, I just want to know Ming, like, I just want to be friends. Like, I don't want to do none of this. I just want to be friends." Well, girl, why are you trying to be around her then?
Right. Because I thoroughly believe they hunched the night before for sure.
I believe it. I believe it. I definitely believe it. I believe it. I believe it. I promise you I do.
And Ty is really lighting this fire with her bringing Brandi out of all people to come with you to go find some clothes. I said, and this was crazy to me to bring Brandi to the OBGYN appointment.
That was crazy. I was like,
that was a lie.
I'm like, now what you doing? Like, what you doing there? What's that?
I said, oh yeah, Ming finna really show her. So right, she really finna show her. It's okay. I was reading the comments. Okay.
I know exactly what you laughing at too, because I'm laughing at the same thing.
Okay. What else I wanted to get into with them? Because should we continue? I'm trying to see. Because while we're talking about Ty and Ming, I'm thinking about the blog drama, right?
Okay.
Where Mimi Faust and all of that.
Oh, girl.
I'm trying to see if I want to go into another topic or should we switch it and get into that? What y'all want to do?
Well, since we're talking about Ty and you wanted to bring up like the blog drama with Mimi, I think it's a good segue to get into
let's do that.
The blog stuff that's dealing with Ty.
So let's go ahead and we're going to share that tab. All right, cool. So let's get here. This is where Mimi sits with Carlos King, and she has some things to say. And this is not nice, but let's listen.
All the other things, Ty's an opportunist. Do you, Mimi Faust, being in a relationship with her for how long was it?
Almost 7 years.
You were in a relationship with Ty for 7 years. Is Ty an opportunist who only dates women who are famous because of a come up.
After me, yes. I was her step on the ladder, and now it's, yes, 1,000%.
Why do you feel that way?
Track record. Look at it. The whole situation with Drew, and I know they want to say they're just friends, but I know different.
What do you know?
And then she hanging around Drew. Here comes Ming, and then Ming, and now Basketball Wives, and it's just keep on stepping up that ladder, girl. I'm just laying that little bit around. I get it.
She's been
how you was doing on the show
franchises. Like she found vagina on all 3 franchises. Like she's Basketball Wives, Love and Hip Hop, and Atlanta Housewives. Like she's like,
yeah.
Now I'm not gonna make my joke, but she's
making them round.
Claudia's twisting herself. Congratulations.
I said to myself just now.
Proud of you, friend.
Really, it was really hard to do it. I will say what I was gonna say in the group chat with you guys after this. But it was a good one.
Making the rounds.
So when it comes to Ty, do you think Ty ever really loved you?
Yeah, I think she did. I also think she had, she had her reasons why, I'll tell you this, and I should have taken heed when it was given to me. But like early on in our relationship, she told me that she was a fan of mine. This is when we had already started dating. So if someone that you're dating reveals to you that they were a fan of yours, she told me she was watching the show with her girlfriend, and the girlfriend was like, "Is this going to be a problem?"
Oh, somebody said Ty's going to be on Huntsville next.
Why would Carlos fall out laughing like that?
Love and Marriage Detroit. Ty going to town. Oh, there's a new divorce. Let me swoop on in and get with someone who's getting newly divorced. Let me be your comforter, girlfriend.
Listen, she's good. She's listen.
Okay, well, thank you for sharing, Mimi. I will like to end by saying this. Tomorrow, I am drop. You say what, Claudia?
He's gonna beat me up one day.
Claudia,
she a big motherfucker too. She like 6'2" or 190, 200 pounds.
I'm watching Basketball Wives, and listen, I've met Ty because Mimi is my friend in real life, so I've met her once. Ty has swag, and Ty.
For sure.
Listen, I don't like women, obviously. Ty has. How can I describe it? She
seems really charismatic.
Thank you, Dustin.
Yeah.
Ty is very charismatic. I'm watching her on Basketball Wives, and she's very charismatic, like Dustin said.
Well, she should. This is her 3rd reality show.
That's not true, Claudia.
She's a veteran at this point.
Or is it?
She's damn near New York's level at this point. She's been on more shows than New York. Like, what the hell? New York's the queen of reality TV. That's her stage in New York because she's the queen.
You said Ty is the queen of reality television?
Damn near.
She's a veteran now. There are 3 different franchises.
Claudia thinks Ty's an opportunist. Do you?
All right. What do you guys have to say for that before we move on?
Mimi, let it go.
Please, because you sound bitter.
Like, let it go, girl. Let it go.
At times, what's frustrating? I ain't gonna say it's not really frustrating for me, but what is a bit disappointing is when people are in these relationships with a person and they really sucked up all of their spit and shit, or whatever the case is, and then when you're out of the relationship, you try to SHI on them when that's the same stuff that you was going back and forth to for 10 years or so. And the fact that, and it's no disrespect, it's just being honest, the fact that you continue to keep up with her is crazy. I doesn't even mention you, which is like that's not a good look. And then for you to say that this woman slangs her cootie to around, if she's slang it, let her slang it, because at least we didn't see it. We hear about it, but
because you
didn't see
slang
you,
yours
but
off
everybody
of
else saw you slanging.
Yeah, you slammed yours off a damn shower curtain.
Okay.
So how are you gonna talk about somebody else slanging theirs
And
around?
of all people, Nico, I saw that tape.
That Bart Simpson looking mother, like you doing it with
like
him. Like, girl, what? And I'm glad that Jami brought up the fact that she always be keeping up with Ty, because I thought I was the only one that noticed that, because I don't know if you saw it or not, but when Ralph had made a post about his podcast, and he was saying that he was gonna reveal a whole lot of stuff about Drew, and I think he said he was gonna say some shit about Ty, something like that. There go Mimi ass, burrito eating ass in the comments talking about do tell, my ears are open, I'm ready to hear all this other stuff. Why are you so pressed?
Yeah, I saw her in the comments.
Yeah, like, girl, what?
And it's like, just say she the one that got away. That's what, because that's what it seems like. She's the one that got away, and you're sick, and you're sick about it.
Very sick about it. Like,
and then it was, I mean, she's their guest, but when they were talking about her being on multiple shows, it's like, what y'all say? This lady ain't been on no show. Then y'all made it seem like the person she went after was on the show. Like, her and her girl came on the show together. It's just that they ended up breaking up before the show started, from my understanding.
Right.
So, and then she didn't even make her way to Real Housewives. I don't think I've ever seen Ty on Real Housewives. Like,
yeah, I ain't never seen her up there.
And Ming been trying to get on Housewives for ages.
So she just made herself look bad. But I will say that Ty did respond to her. So let us check out what Ty had to say. So Ty says, I pray I never become this miserable when I get in my 50s. Shaking my head. I've never spoke ill on Lurimi, is that how you say her name? After all she's done. So somebody said making the rounds is diabolical. What exactly is this called? Could have sworn you have over a decade career that's based on actual talent. Right. So for her to try and make it seem like Ty is making her rounds, for me, it's like Ty is somewhat of a celebrity in her own right, with her being a WNBA player. So she's going to be connected to people in your area anyway. And honestly, as much as Atlanta has a lot of celebrities, it's really small. Like, it's really giving small world. So you're gonna cross over somebody at some point. But she goes on to say it's a smear Ty name campaign them two been doing since we broke up years ago. All right.
Child, my ex and that lady been trying to drag me since we broke up.
Who is that lady? She talking about Claudia?
Claudia.
Yep.
Claudia shows their misery and not mine. I don't got nothing to do with that. Let them live their best life. That don't even worry about it. It's so irrelevant. Like, whatever podcast or whatever they had is irrelevant. We've been broken up almost 3 years. Child. Pish posh. Child, my ex and that lady been trying to.
I'm hollering.
Pish posh. Like, girl.
Piss posh is crazy.
What's Claudia's problem? Because the way that she was reading the roast thing, you would have thought that Ty did something to her.
That's what I'm saying. I guess she was doing that because she's friends with Mimi. I guess she was just defending her friend. I guess, but god damn.
And now Claudia.
Shit.
Nah, we likes you. But I will say this: you did take shots at that lady. Now, if that lady came back and said that you was being a lapdog for Mimi, like Shamil was being one for Portia. Now listen, we have to listen. You see, now.
That's just like me coming and want to tease me and like that. Like girl, I ain't gonna do all that. Now, I'm gonna throw shade now, but not that much.
I'm gonna throw shade if I can't get past.
God damn. What the fuck?
All right, y'all. Speaking of shade, Chantel cannot stand Jackie, y'all.
She can't.
And I am not at a place where I'm willing to see it every episode. I get it. Like, but it's like, damn, is Jackie that? I guess she is that bad, really. I think she that bad. But she was upset that her mama even caused the scene with Jennifer and Evelyn. And I'm like, honestly, I hear you. but your mama was doing her fucking job.
Okay.
Because your mama was making sure that your scene made it to camera time. Like, that's what she was doing. She was trying to help you out just a little piece.
That's what I'm saying to Chantel. Like, girl, you're not new to this. You know that's your mama's claim to fame. Start mess.
Like, girl, you know
start
this.
mess. Want to make up with them. They want to bring everybody to these ponderostas and repeat.
Rinse and repeat. You already know what is given. You know.
I
so
agree with what you said, though. Like, yeah, it is messy in IRL. That's very messy, and I would not appreciate that. But this is reality TV. Like,
girl, you already know what is given when you get in front. Trust me, I know at this point. When you get in front of that camera, you already know what it's gonna give, girl, and you know what your mama gives. But like just like Jami said, though, I don't know how much I'm gonna be able to take Chantel being all snarky towards Jackie this whole season. Like, girl,
she gonna do one snark too much, and Jackie Tack gonna run up on her ass. I can't wait to see that.
I want to know what she running up on her for anyway.
Is Jackie gonna run up?
That's what it
the daughter
like.
was the one running up and doing the
Look.
From what I saw Jackie Tack do this, and then I said, "Wait a minute, Jackie, that's your daughter." So that's all I know. So I can't wait till we get to that point.
So I'm gonna say this too. I'm gonna say this early.
Okay.
I am afraid that it's going to be staged. I don't know. You know, I mean, not that I want to see people like somebody find their mama for real, but I would, if you're gonna do it on the show, I would hope it's authentic. But I wonder if it's a scheme that they're gonna set up to come to us with something to make her daughter. Because I feel like Jackie, how the fact that Chantel is on the show makes me question if Jackie may feel like, okay, I don't have that much time to keep doing this. I'm gonna leave this show at some point, and I want to prop my daughter up to step into my shoes or something.
I wouldn't be surprised.
So is this performative type for the cameras or what?
I wouldn't be surprised because Jackie has been there since the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
And she has single-handedly, like, carried this show on her back. I mean, a lot of people like to give it to like the Dreas of the world or the Malaysias of the world. But when you think about Basketball Wives LA, Jackie is who you think about. You just got to be honest. She has been carrying the show.
Oh, y'all gonna cuss me clean out.
And she's given everything that can be given at this point: family drama, weddings, fights, arguments. Like, what else could Jackie Tack really give us at this point?
Yeah, I mean, the only thing she can do is give us a whole bunch of goddamn ponderosas that never work out. That's all she can do right now. So it's like, and I don't mind, Jackie is still entertaining though. Like, I can still say that she still is entertaining. She still makes me laugh. But I wouldn't be surprised if she was propping Chantel to take her spot on this show. And at this point, it may be time for another set of Basketball Wives to come on this show. I mean, that's why I really wasn't too mad about the reboot for the Real Housewives of Atlanta, because as much as people love to say, bring Nene back, bring Phaedra back, bring Kim Z back, bring Sherek, all these different people back, but it's like, girl, the show needs to evolve, and these women is aged out at this point. Not to throw no age shade or nothing, but they've given us all their life. Let's look at some new girls that's in Atlanta being housewives. So I feel the same way about Basketball Wives. Let's bring some fresh blood into this, and let Jackie go, let Evelyn go, let them all go at this point, and let the new girls come through. I think it's time for a new generation of Basketball Wives, to be honest.
Yeah, I think I could see that being Shaunie. I could see the new girl, Lonzo Ball's girl, baby mama, Denise. I was gonna say Andrea, but yeah, Denise. And I also can see Evelyn's daughter. And I'm not gonna say that.
What?
I don't know what she does for a living. I mean, it seems like she has a yoga studio, right?
Yeah.
I'll say this.
The same thing her mammy did.
Everybody could use an extra check, right? So she might be willing to do it, but I also feel like her daughter does come off like, I don't really want that drama. Like, that's really my mama's thing. I don't want to be into that. But I wonder if she would, potentially consider it. So I could see those. Brittany, Renner, Shaunie, Denise, and yeah, that's at least 4 right there. Then they probably could bring Megan over. I would say bring Megan.
Yeah.
And Danny. Got to bring my girl Danny. And what's the Morgan? That's it. That's the cast.
I mean, because since they took people from Miami and brought them to LA, might as well take people out of Orlando and bring them to LA then. I mean, since you
bring Tammy to it. Why not? I would since that's what we're doing. Bring Tammy.
Hey, Really B.
Shut up, Really B. I wasn't gonna say nothing until you said something, Jamie. I was just gonna leave it in the comments. Just tell her ass to shut up. But yeah, like I mean, I know every time we come up here and do this Basketball Wives panel, we always ask the same question. I still don't understand why they took away Orlando, but whatever.
I did like to see that Danny was at the previews or the premiere, and then wasn't Megan at the premiere too? Yep. I think her and Megan were at the premiere, but you saw that Morgan and Danny were getting into it. And I'm like, see, this is why, as y'all usher them out, I think keep Brandi in my personal. I would keep Brandi. Maybe Ming, maybe, because I think she's still around the age group, but I'll have those 4 girls, keep Brandi, and then bring on Morgan, Danny, and Megan. And what's that, like 8 ladies?
Yeah, that's
good.
That's a good amount. That's a good amount. Like I think that's what the problem is with these reality shows right now, is that they keep rinsing and recycling, like rinsing and repeating the same people over and over again. Let's just get new people in, and give them a chance, because sometimes you need that refresh.
And I wonder, I mean, was it the views as to why it didn't come back?
It shouldn't be that, because shit, Basketball Wives ain't pulling on numbers like that these days. They don't.
I ain't gonna lie. I did have a lot of people in my comments claiming it was so boring. So maybe that was the reason. Yeah, it was a lot of people in my comments who said this shit is so boring.
Orlando?
Yeah.
I feel like, and chew me up later. I feel like to a lot of people, Real Housewives of Atlanta season 1 probably was boring. Potentially, right?
Because they didn't know.
But I feel like when you give shows time, maybe get them at least 2 to 3 episodes. Like then people, because sometimes people not catching on until later.
I mean, that's how I felt about I don't know if I'm the only one up here that used to watch this, but that's how I felt about Mob Wives when they brought the Chicago one on there. And I thought that Mob Wives Chicago was actually pretty decent, but then they didn't give it a reunion, nor did they bring it back for a second season. I'm like, why y'all didn't do that? Like, it was actually pretty good. Like, why y'all didn't bring back Mob Wives Chicago? Or even like what Really B was talking about, growing up hip hop, New York. I never got a chance to see it, but they never brought it back after the second season. Like, I wanted to go back and watch it and look at Ja Rule, fine ass, and his children and stuff like that. Like, I wanted to see that, but
I wonder what happened to that.
But growing up hip hop gone all together now.
Gone all together. That's crazy.
I mean, I slick miss it, but
you miss it. I miss loving hip. I miss loving hip hop Hollywood.
Oh, I definitely miss that.
That was the one.
They did not have a bad season besides that last one they did. Because me and T always talk about how horrible that season was when they had Princess and Ray J going around looking for a fucking dog. That just pissed me off.
Oh, I was done after that. I ain't come back to the reunion.
Me either.
I was done after that. That took me out of there.
Yes, honey.
Try. So listen, we got to talk about it. We got to talk about Christian.
Oh God.
the basketball. Say what?
He may as well hold a basketball in the intro.
He may as well.
Why?
At this point. Because it's all about him.
Whose fault is that?
It's Evelyn's fault.
Thank you. So when she sat at that table talking about, you keep bringing him up, it's like,
you bring him up, girl.
This revisionist history is crazy, girl. Right. You are the reason. You brought that man up. He feel like he under attack though, and
is he?
I think he just saying that because, girl, is that legal digging at it? She dug in at S&M court records.
Oh,
and maybe that's why he's feeling attacked. But then I also feel like this too. I feel like when you do wrong, right not gonna follow you, period.
Right.
And I don't know if y'all saw the live that he and Jennifer did on their YouTube channel, and he showed text messages of him and that Evelyn's baby daddy's cousin So one, he sat in front of Jackie and admitted that this woman deserved to get a refund. They filmed this back in their words, let them tell it, October, November of last year.
Mm-hmm.
Now,
That
granted,
sounds about right.
we're months later, and this lady has yet to get her refund. I feel like that's foul. I think that's messed up, and it is giving scammer vibes a bit to me, especially for you to be a person to say she's owed a refund, and you gave her a discount because, oh, you know, I understand how it can be when you're struggling and this and that. Well, then understand how it is now that she need her $1,500 back, because this is what I got from the text messages. One, she was talking to stuff as they said on the show. But two, he was telling her like, hey, don't forget to hit me up about this and that so we can go ahead and get your account funded or whatever the case was. But I think what the lady was doing was trying to get up more money so that she could put something on the Bitcoin. That's what I think she was doing. And when she wasn't able to come up with that money, she was like, hey, just give me my money back, and then try to say that he was the one that wasn't being responsive. So I don't put all that fault on Christian. I do put some fault on her because he did show the messages where he reached out to her. However, when you tell us the reason you have not issued her a refund is because she would not sign a particular document that you need her to sign, is scamish activity to me personally. Okay. And I just feel like you don't need that. To me, I don't think so. If you were willing to accept it via Cash App, then you should be willing to send it back via Cash App and take a screenshot of that as your records. Like, you ain't got to have all of that when you go into court. You know what I'm saying? People have won lawsuits or whatever for less. So I just think that's whack. And he has the gift of gab. And I think if you really listen to him and read in between the lines, you can catch the functions. You can, but you know.
But you know, I always said when Jennifer first brought the Pillsbury Doughboy on the show with her and all this other stuff, I've always felt like he was a scammer. He always gave scam to me.
Yeah.
You know, other people calling his ass gay, but I never thought he was like a sissy. I just thought he was a scammer. I don't know what it is about him. I just never felt safe watching the show, like with my wallet sitting on the bed with me. I just would feel like I just never felt like, you know.
You know what? I feel like this. I can kind of understand where a scamming ass Christian is coming from, only for the simple fact of who is running around here doing the foolishness. Like, it's like, Evelyn, your daughter had a baby by a man who just had to sell his house for some hush money, to let me call it, about a whole essay thing. And none of us hear you kicking up any type of dust, raising any type of sand, raising any type of hell about that. But you're up here wanting us to care so much about what Jen is doing in her personal life. Like, I get it, but at the same time, it's like right message, but wrong messenger. Period. I think maybe that's where it's coming from. I feel like maybe if it was dealing for somebody else on the show, a scamming ass Christian might not be as whatever, but it's the fact that it's coming from her and she keeps doing it. And every scene, it's like every time she sees Jennifer, your man is a scammer, your man is a scammer. Like, what do you have going on, Evelyn? What are you doing? That's what I would have asked Jen if I was Jen. I would have been like, okay, Evelyn, now, what are you doing?
I'm zigging in your records, and I learned that y'all is to not marry.
What
did y'all think about that? Huh?
Is there any truth to that?
I believe so, because at the end of the episode, she says they're going to make it official. But what's crazy, though, is the fact that Jen said that they were married in Paris by their pastors or counselors or whoever they were. So I was like, well, y'all can come back over here to America and get the document and have them sign it and y'all turn it in. So listen, but everybody gonna drag. See, they was just dragging Jen, right? But now they find out that she not married to the guy, and you use that as a dig instead of being happy that she did not officially marry the man. So no, you don't wish her well at all. And I say that because Evelyn's like, oh, you know, I care and I love her, but you don't. You even use that information against her to drag her.
A lot of people feel like Jen probably didn't marry him because of what he got going on. Kind of like Yandy and Mendices.
Correct. But she ain't being praised like Yandy and Mendices was.
Oh, you know what, y'all? I just want to go on record and say that, when you watch these shows as a 36-year-old male versus a 20-something-year-old, your mind changes. And this is where I'm going with that. Because this is, I'm just going to throw in Yandy because I used to think that Yandy was the best thing since sliced bread. But as a 36-year-old man, that woman is the most ridiculous person I have ever seen in my life. Christie was not completely wrong about her. Let me just say that. Although I drilled the shit out of Christie back then. But whatever. So anyway, but T liked her and her mold, but whatever. Anyway, so what I was saying was I've never been a fan of neither Jennifer nor Evelyn. Never from the beginning. And when season 4 of Miami was out and they fell out, although I didn't like neither one, I found myself on Evelyn's side of the fence.
Hey, JB, I agree.
Hey, JB, I found myself on Evelyn's side of the fence because I felt like Jennifer was fake. But then as you get older, because when that season came out, I think I was about 23 when that season came out. So my mind wasn't the same as it is now. As a 36-year-old, I go back and I watch Basketball Wives sometimes on Paramount Plus. I watch the old episodes back then. I go back and I look at it and I'm like, so what did Jennifer really do to you back then for you to go in so hard to the point to where you hitting her with clutch purses, you jumping over tables trying to fight her? Then in Tahiti, you told her business saying that she had sex with some dude in Vegas. You told her that she was the one that was really fucking in Vegas, and you took the rap for it because she was married. So she was the one that was really fucking in Vegas, and then she was doing it without a condom, all that other stuff. You told all that business. Then when she come back to the show a couple of years later, y'all get back cool. Then after y'all get back cool, Tammy put it out there that Jennifer said some shit about your daughter being a builder whore, all this other shit, and that that you were fucking around with Shaq and all this other shit. And then you didn't come to the reunion. Then Shaunie mad with you because you said something about Shaq or whatever. And then that's the season when the OG stuff going on. Evelyn throwing drinks in your face, all this other stuff. Then y'all seem to get right back cool the next season, that damn COVID season with y'all in that Bad Girls Clubhouse, whatever the fuck that was. Y'all sitting up there being cool then, and now y'all done fell out again because Evelyn won't stay out of your damn business. But it all goes back to what I'm saying right now. After they fell out the first time, they should have left that relationship where it was, right there in Tahiti, because Evelyn showed that she wasn't shit, and Evelyn showed that she was not her friend, and Evelyn showed that as soon as she fall out with somebody, she gonna air them the fuck out as soon as she fall out with them, and that's exactly what she did to Jennifer. So, and I ain't even know, like I said, I ain't even know Jennifer fan, I ain't no Evelyn fan either, but just looking back on that whole thing, what the fuck did Jennifer really do to Evelyn for her to do the shit that she did? Oh, you was mad at Jennifer because she tried to warn you about Ocho Cinco and you got mad and cut her off, the same thing that you're doing to her, and you can't understand why she cutting you off. You did the same damn thing. So why you don't understand?
But I also feel like this with Jen, and I'm older than you, so you older than me. So it's sad I got to tell you this. But if they'll do it with you, Jen, they'll do it to you. So I really don't feel bad what you got going on, Jen, because again, when it was everybody else, you didn't mind paranoid with Evelyn because she was your best friend and you was the flunky and the do girl. And now that is you never can take it, and you so hurt. And it's, I want everybody to just mind their business. But it's like, when have you done that for other people?
That's true.
Okay.
When? So it's like, yeah, it never feels good when it happens to you.
You got some valid points. You got some valid points, friend. No lies. You do.
Definitely should have left that woman where she was. I could not put a name to it of Evelyn, but she just always seemed like a person that just, how they got to say, I think this may be a better example. I want to see you doing good as long as it's not better than me type thing. That's the type of energy that I feel Evelyn has towards Jen. It's something about it. It's like she always looks forward to an opportunity to sun the hell out of Jen. And I'm like, that ain't no friend, girl.
It's not.
That's Jen's fault.
I agree.
It's giving Portia and Shamia. You know what I'm saying? Times 10. That's what it's giving, because Evelyn has shown you she ain't shit. She has shown you that.
Mm-hmm.
She has shown you that she'll choose DICK over her friend. Once you told her that I don't think it's a good idea for you to be with Ocho Cinco, he's an attention whore, all this other stuff, like, you, girl, as soon as you spoke your opinion on her man, she cut you off.
Child.
Cut you off, and then told all your business, putting your hotels out. You know, all the other stuff, shit that y'all did when y'all were friends. I just feel like this. At the end of the day, I don't give a damn how mad I am at somebody. If you was my friend back then and we ain't friends now, whatever we did, whatever you did when we were friends, that's gonna stay the same way I left that friendship where it's at. Whatever I know about you and what you did and what we did in that friendship gonna stay right there where I left that damn friendship. What the fuck do I have to gain by putting your ass on blast about every little thing that you did when we were friends? That means that you ain't never been my friend. And if you couldn't wait till we fell out to just, throw it out on blast like that. And I just feel like Evelyn never been her friend like that. And honestly, they have done things to each other, because I do feel like ain't neither one of them innocent like that. Mm-hmm. But just like Jennifer should have left their friendship in Tahiti where it died at, Evelyn should have left Jennifer where she was when she found out she was talking about Shaunie and calling her a builder whore. Well, how could you be friends with someone that talked about your damn daughter as you talk about all the time?
Oh,
how could you be okay with that? That don't make sense. That's why I don't understand how any of these girls wind up being cool with the likes of Evelyn anyway. I didn't understand why Malaysia dumbass winded up being cool with her. And I don't understand why Brandi being cool with her now. She on a motherfucking show.
I feel like it's because of the show. That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking it's because of the show. You got to play nice, because in all honesty, I know y'all say earlier you were saying, like, when I see Basketball Wives, I think of Jackie, and I say, "Ooh, y'all gonna be mad at me then," because whenever I see Basketball Wives, I honestly think of Evelyn. She's the first person that comes to mind for me.
When I think about Basketball Wives, I think of Jackie. I'm talking about LA.
I'm talking about as a whole.
You talking about as a whole,
like overall. Yeah, I see Evelyn, and I wonder if they see it like that too, because Evelyn is closer to Shaunie than Jackie is.
Mm-hmm.
So that's something that that maybe that's why, like, okay, I gotta play nice with Evelyn, for the check or whatever. You know what I'm saying? We gotta get a show together or whatnot? I mean, maybe. You think of Tammy? Yeah,
me too. Because who is Evelyn?
I hate that. I hate that it has to be, and that takes the fun out of the show to me when it's clear that they're bowing down for the sake of a check. Like, I don't like that. And that's one of the things that I did not like about Malaysia, because I loved her for so many years. But I just felt like when she got to be down with the clique, she flipped. And it's just like, not only did she flip, but she flipped on her own family. Like, girl, why you do CC like that? You and Christie. Like, why y'all do her like that?
Yeah, she disappointed us. It's so much mess happening with Christian Gold, the baby mama and stuff, and we're gonna get into it in a second. But first, we gotta get into Evelyn going at it with Jen about her man. Okay.
Oh, girl.
We've got to get into it. So let me go ahead and let me make sure I'm sharing the right screen here. Okay, yeah. All right, so let's get into this here. So Evelyn decided to fire off around the tweets. Okay, so first thing she says, I may have been married for a short time, but I love the stepkids God placed in my life. Where are yours? Ooh. While you were out chomping on lab-made carrots, okay, his kids, ages 3 and 4, were living in an Airbnb. You're right. We're not the same, and we never will be. You're a bum in real life, not just on TV. Jen, since you want to chomp, your man's stepkids would like to eat too. Have you checked on them, given them a bath, cooked for them, read them a bedtime story? Didn't think so. You're a bum in real life, not just on screen. Since you want to bring up my ex, let's talk about your man's ex. She's still still waiting on. Oh, baby, she's still waiting on her child support. Your man has court in Cobb County on June 4th. He's already skipped 2 hearings. Jen, let me help you find the ex's child support case since you brought up my ex. Yes, 3 associations and 3 men who worked and paid taxes, unlike yours. You've got standards for the clothes you wear, but not for the you suck. And you know what's funny? Evelyn, of course, would have a lot of mouth for this, but when Jen clocked you about your daughter, you really didn't have a whole lot to say aside from don't be talking about my daughter
at all. And I ain't gonna have nothing to say because you know what Jen said is the truth. Your daughter is having a baby with a felon.
Child.
That's accused of something more egregious than okay.
So she says, since you want to bring up my ex, let's talk about your man's ex. And that's when she goes into all of that. So this is the ex. Jen didn't really talk about the ex, but she ran into him at the restaurant and she pretty much posted him up. Okay. And she said, so crazy how God works that we happen to be in the same restaurant when you were proposing, wishing you and your beautiful fiance a lifetime of bliss. Y'all, I'm cackling on the inside and outside. Because, man, the energy is not matching. Whatever Jen is doing, it's not matching this aggressive energy that Evelyn is giving. And I'm not understanding. Like, it's really making you look more crazy than it's making Jen look. Right. So she's just putting more stuff out. She says, not you sneak this and while sprinting towards the bullets like it's a track meet. Be serious. Now leave me the fuck alone. I was minding my business today until you started with me and woke me up. So either fall back or we can keep going. Ma'am, she didn't need, all she did was post the image. And this is a man that you said that you didn't even want because we know you like a roughneck. Gotta get a roughneck. That's what you prefer. That's crazy.
She crashing out about somebody else's man. That's the thing that's that's the thing that's mind-boggling to me, y'all. She crashing out about somebody else's man, not her man, but somebody else's. Like, how the fuck you crash out over somebody else's man? That don't make no type of sense. And why is you mad because she took a picture with Levon, a man that you didn't even want? Like, girl,
that's what I'm saying. Didn't even want the man.
Didn't even want him, and you mad?
Oh my god!
Hold on, y'all. Let me get my DoorDash from outside, child.
Child, listen, at this point, all of that crap that Evelyn gave really went in one ear and out the other for me, because it's like at the end of the day, you're bothered. She's not. So it's just like, give it up while you can, because it's not making you look good in this point. It's making people go up for Jen. And I never go up for Jen.
It really is sucking. And you know, I don't dislike Jen. I just dislike her decision and who she chose, but I'm not gonna beat it in her damn head. Like, and who is anybody to beat it? Like, she gonna do what she gonna do. It's like she okay with the consequences. That's the only thing that has me like siding. That's why I give her a little bit of support, you know. Because I feel like Evelyn overdoing it. It don't make me have to agree with Evelyn because I do agree with her. Like, she's not wrong. I just don't like the extraness that she's giving. Like, you're just doing it a little too hard. And one can't help but wonder, did you do this with your own child, knowing that people have been saying that you were friends with the mother of your daughter's baby daddy's kids? Ooh, child, it was tough to say.
Well, child, to let her tell it, her and the mama won't even friends like that. To let her tell it, because I said the same thing. I said, wasn't you friends with Tiffany? I believe her name is. And then somebody came under the comments and said, well, Evelyn said that they weren't friends like that.
Oh,
can't be if she feel like that's okay for her daughter to do.
Oh, okay then. Okay. Well,
So let me ask you this. Do you think if Evelyn actually legitimately had a storyline, do you feel as though she would ever?
No, I don't think she has.
No.
Her storyline is Jen, just like Drew's is Portia's. Yes. Absolutely. Correct. Yeah. Hold on. I was seeing a comment. I don't know. I don't know. You talking about me, Bluebell? I don't know. You mean who Jen chose this time? I don't know. But yeah, I don't like who she chose. If that's
I don't like that she chose him.
I don't like that she chose him.
Ain't none of my business
about it. Yeah, right. Yeah, don't like it. And then you know what I really don't like also? I don't like women. I ain't that I don't like them, but listen, I don't understand how y'all are okay with being around a man that's not around his children.
Right.
Thank you.
That is
Right.
very confusing to me, to know that the person you're falling in love with, or the person that you love, doesn't even take the time out to have their own children. Now, I don't know if Jen wants kids or not, but you would at least want to see how he is as a father to the children that he got. And that just shows to me, in my opinion, that you have a example that if things don't work out for you, and if you were to have a child, then he probably gonna do you like he did the last one, which is vanish like a thief in the night. Like, I just don't understand it. So I have to laugh my ass off when Evelyn is tearing her up about this particular situation. And then there's more, okay? So Evelyn says, last post on this, try and ruin someone else's happy engagement by dragging it into this basketball wives goofy SHI is dirty work. How? How did she do that? She just made a post. You the one that crashed out. But don't worry, karma's coming, stank breath. Now the breath is stank, I guess. I mean, people have said that, but I don't know. Okay. I have never met her. I don't know. However, this is what I want to get into, y'all. This is what we're about to get into. This is Christian Gold's kid's mom. She came to the front and she had some things to say, and y'all better believe and better know that Christian did indeed respond to her, and we'll get to that.
He did?
Yes, he did. But we're first going to get into what she has to say.
My issue with people is that you think that you can go into somebody's house, build a relationship, get close to those people, and then walk the fuck out and throw a grenade in that bitch and light it on fire, and then you turn around and look back like you did nothing. You take no responsibility for what you've done to cause chaos in people's lives. That's my issue that I have. Because if we really want to talk about it, we have receipts, text messages, conversations showing where you have disrupted the peace in people's homes. That's why you owe people money. You owe your own children money. You owe your own children so much back pay because you don't take responsibility for what you're supposed to do as a father, as a businessman. That's why we're speaking up. So y'all can give zero fucks all you want. So get ready. Because yes, I am mama. I am taking care of these babies. And guess what? I want you to live your best life. Do what you want to do. Travel, see the world, live your best life. But stop causing chaos in other people's lives and not taking responsibility for what you have to do to fix it. Fix it. Stop not paying people back. Stop ignoring the fact that you owe child support. Stop pretending like, oh, life is so grand and we're rich and we have all this money and we're just living our best lives and we don't care what we're doing to everybody else. We're just la 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 la, just fuck everybody. We're living our best life. Okay, keep living your best life, but guess what? We're coming for you. We're coming for you because you still owe money. You still need to take responsibility, and if you don't want to do it, we're going to make you.
Woo, honey. Get that woman her money and help take care of those kids. And when she says they walking around here acting like woo woo woo, I could care less, like it's definitely giving that.
It
literally.
Because then
Jen
Jen
does
says
not
she
give a
don't
damn.
care about none of them people.
Whoop, there it is. Like Erica Girardi over there on Real Housewives Beverly Hills, baby. I don't give a damn.
I just need for her to take this to the courtroom instead of bringing it to us.
Totally agree.
The courtroom. That's all I'm saying. I ain't saying what she's saying is wrong because everything she's saying is complete facts. But take that shit to the courtroom. Like let him like really put him on blast in the courtroom because that's what needs to happen. We know that we know he loves the courtroom because he's always there. But just send him there to take care of his kids. You know what I mean? But just like Jami said before she played this, I don't understand why Jennifer will even be okay with being with a man who don't do nothing for his kids. But we see that shit all the time. We see this all the time in real life how women will get with men that got kids and they know that that man don't do nothing for their kids. Shout out to my ex-stepfather. Don't do nothing for their kids at all, but then find it okay for that same man to take care of their kids, but they don't do nothing for their own.
Exactly.
That don't make sense to me. Never has.
Or they know that they don't take care of kids and then have kids by him, then get shocked and surprised and come crying on social media. He don't do this. Okay.
And can I also say this? How do you get married to a person and you've never met their children? How do you marry a person and they've never met your children? Which is really sad, especially should something happen to you. Jen gonna be the one making the decisions on what's what. Is you gonna leave the kids something, or is Jen? Let me not. Is Jen gonna get it and just be on something? I don't give a damn.
That's the craziest thing about it. How are you married to a person that you ain't never met their kids? Like how? Like I've dated people, but I never met their kid before. But we didn't last long enough to meet their damn kid. But the thing about it is, like, you married though. That's the difference. You married. Why the fuck you ain't met the kids here?
That's crazy. But you know what's about to be crazier? Christian trying to respond.
Lord.
Let us check out what he got to say, because he said he addressed an elephant in the room, and he said he did it before. He not gonna address it no more.
Let's see.
Let's get to it, sir.
Look at her in the background, just girl.
Yeah. What's good, people? What's goody? What's goody? I'm gonna get started in a second. Because I want everyone to hear this. I'm gonna allow everybody to get on the live. You can share it with your friends, your cousins, your boyfriend, your girlfriend, whoever you want to share it with. But it's time for me to address, because I don't do all the social media back and forth.
The live.
I am an adult and I don't do kid games, but I don't even go live on here. I mostly go live on my YouTube, but it's time for me to address some things, because there's been some things on the internet, and most recently, what you guys probably saw on the blogs, it's a situation going on with me and the mother of my kids. So with that being said, it's time for me to speak up. So like I said, share this live. I'm gonna get right into it in 2 minutes. For all the supporters, listen, we rock with y'all. For all the haters, we rock with y'all too. One thing I won't tolerate is inappropriate comments. I guess I could say the haters are going to hate, but the inappropriate comments, you will be blocked from this live very quick, with a quickness.
Oh, y'all, Christian, you're not gonna get me here. Listen, we're gonna pull up a snippet, because I could tell y'all Christian finna take a long time. And you know what?
You already know that.
Okay. And y'all might want to react to it on y'all's channels and listen. He's given a good bit to do so with. Let me go ahead and just tap into what he had to say. Let's see. Okay, y'all, let me go to that one, because this is crazy here, honey. He's tripping. All right, so we about to get right on into it, y'all. Make sure I share this tab.
There is currently no child support order. There's no child support order. I've been waiting on a child support order so we can continue to do things as the court puts in place. Because once the court puts it in place, neither one of us wants to back out of that, because there then becomes legal consequences, right? Neither one of us want that. Damn sure not me, because I've dealt with enough legal consequences in my past. Also, it was posted on the blogs by Evelyn that I skipped court twice. I've been to court multiple times in regarding child support, right? I've been to court, right? I also went to court for abandonment charge, because she claimed that there was abandonment, okay? You cannot get locked up for abandonment if there's no child support order. So in 2020, my children's mother, my daughter and my son, we start dating. More so toward the end of 2019, right before the pandemic, we started dating. Things were good, of course. Things are always good at first in most relationships. Sometimes they don't stay that way, and I'm not saying everything should be perfect, but things were great. And of course, the relationship, you know, it took its toll. I don't know what postpartum feels like. I'm not here to talk bad on my children's mother because I don't know what postpartum feels like. I don't know what women have to deal with internally when it comes to hormones. I don't know, right? I can only be there to support, right? But also having to navigate my own life, right? My own life traumas and my own life experiences. I was showing up for myself, but also trying to show up for my kid's mother as well. That turned out to be toxic. There was a lot of insecurities involved, of course, with her thinking I'm dealing with other women when I really wasn't. I was really just a stay-at-home dad, living a private life. And that's all I cared about, was just being home, running my business, and making sure my kids were taken care of.
The way they look like twins.
That got toxic to the point.
Okay.
I wasn't going to bring this up, but I was actually physically abused, and I could have pressed charges. See, this is the thing that men don't come out and talk about. We're told to shut the up, right, and not talk about it. But I was actually physically abused, which I actually have on video, right? Because here's the thing about domestic disputes, whether it's the male or the female. Typically, if the male is causing some type of force or inflicting any type of physical suffering or injury on a woman or a female, the cops get called. No matter if you have bruises, marks, whatever, the man gets locked up. He gets put into custody. I could have been that person and said, you know what? This is physical assault. I could call the police and get you locked up. But no, I didn't do that because at the end of the day, I don't wish it on anybody. And number two, I would not do that to the mother of my kids. So what I did was I said, you know what? I'm going to leave. It took everything in me. I'm going to be completely transparent. It took everything in me not to go off. But I said, you know what? I'm going to leave. And even before that transpired, we were already in a place of like, this is just not going to work out. And that resulted in me moving on, right? Things get toxic, but guess what? People move on. It doesn't mean that you hold me by a carrot or you hold me by a string and say, okay, since you wanted to leave, because on the video that surfaced online just a few minutes ago, it said that I got up and I just left. That's actually not the truth. I never just got up and left. Actually, I tried to work it out. I try to work things out because I never wanted my children to have a broken house. I'm not going to be labeled as a deadbeat because I'm not. Did my children receive support financially? Most definitely. Was her rent paid? Most definitely. Were her bills paid? Most definitely. Because I have documentation, I have receipts as well. Have they spent time over here with me and Jennifer? Most definitely. Has Jennifer ever got to communicate with them? Most definitely. So the biggest thing for me is you go online, you bring social media into this. When all in all, at the end of the day, everyone has their own problems anyway. Social media does not care about what you have going on in your household. At all. They're going to comment, they're going to give their opinion, and then guess what? You're still going to have to deal with it. Has court been continued every 30 days? Yes, it has. I get a notice in the mail or via email from the Attorney General that's with Department of Human Services or whatever it is. I get an email every 30 to 60 days saying, hey, it's been extended. You know why it's being extended? Because I sent over my financial documents, which I'm supposed to do, because what they do with the child support case is they develop something called a spreadsheet or a worksheet, right? Something called a worksheet. And from there, they get the father's income and they also get the mother's income, all right? The father's income, the mother's income. I sent my income. It took my children's mother months for the income to be sent. It was never sent just until recently, actually, right? So now I'm in a place where I'm like, okay, now maybe this train can get moving. Maybe we can get something going, right? Because once we get this on paper, once we get this documented, a judge signs off on it, the amount is set, the amount is set. Now, unfortunately, the county that I reside in, that does not tie into visitation. So what I did as a father, complete transparency, I know that they're my children, right? But I did a paternity test. I did a DNA test because I wanted that to be documented, right? And I wanted it to be in the court system. So once child support order is set, then we can move forward with the legitimization side and saying, hey, this is visitation, whether you get them every other weekend, you get them every other month, however it is, however it works out. But the stigma online is you don't see your kids or you haven't sent me a dime. When record and documentation shows that I was sending you over $2,000 a month for that at that time, a 3 and a 2-year-old. They're not in school. You're a stay-at-home mom. Over $2,000 a month. And still, can I see the kids? It becomes a thing of, oh yeah, most definitely. You can come get them. You know, you guys can spend time with them. It becomes something like it's like playing tug of war, because 1 week you're good, and then the next week your hormones are all over the place, and then now, oh, you can't see them. Fathers deal with this all the time with single moms because they're bitter. And the bitterness did not start until I got married, right? Because even before Jennifer and I got married, we were trying to work it out. We said we were going to meet up and we were going to establish a written agreement, because when you have a written agreement outside the court, you can go through mediation, you can have a written agreement, you can have an attorney deal with it, you can get it signed off, you can get it notarized. And guess what? That is the agreement. The father agrees to pay this and see them on this date. And the mother has her side of the agreement as well. We went back and forth for months about this agreement. Okay, I landed back in town from a trip. Are we going to meet up face to face so we can come up with this agreement? Because I'm tired of this back and forth. We're not going to do this back and forth no more. Let's get something set in stone and let's stick to the agreement. We had an agreement, but was it written and notarized? No, it wasn't. And guess what? Even after she filed child support the first time, on my birthday last year, June 18th, on
his birthday.
On my birthday.
Here, Gemini.
Photos don't lie. On my birthday, 6/18/2024. Documents don't lie.
He gotta let us know.
She wrote a letter because she said, no, we don't have to do this in court.
Oh, not receipt.
I was completely fine about doing this in court, because I was like, listen, like I said from the start, we can do this in court and we can get this, we can get this set in stone. I would no longer pursue this case, and I ask again that all action cease. This didn't come from me. I didn't beg mercy from the judge or from the clerk of court. This came from my children's mother. Yes, the document was notarized. Yes, her ID was attached to it. This document is safe because she no longer lives at that address. I don't throw people's addresses out there, by the way.
But you're gonna throw this letter out?
I don't do that. I don't stoop that low. This is her company, Hall School of Investments, right? Very seldom I would do Cash App. Very seldom I would do Venmo. Like, this has to be documented in a certain way. Every month, like clockwork. And look at the date, because I'm going to show you more than one screenshot. Yeah, I put her license on social media. Yes. But when a woman air a man out, y'all don't have nothing to say. Get him, sis. Like, come on now. At this point, it's a double-edged sword.
Not get him,
let me choose a different one.
Idiot.
That was January. But what about February? What about hold on. And on top of this, not only was I sending this like clockwork, what about March?
God, he sounds like
what about March? What about April? What about April? Hold on. Time out. Whoever your Keo is, we're at the end of May. We're talking last year before child support was filed for. And also then dismissed. Because I'm showing you documents from her sending me invoices. But what you're not seeing is all of the side payments I sent her. Like I said, I don't send over $500 via Cash App. Most business people wouldn't know that though. Right? Let's go to May. So the stigma of Christian not paying his child, well, this is not even child support though. This was not sent to the Department of Human Services or whatever you want, the Department of Child Support, whatever it is, the DCS, I don't know what it's called, right? This was sent basically as a father who gives a
do you?
Right? Now, for all of you saying, oh, it's 2025, guess what? This ended when she decided to take it to court. Because my attorney at the time said everything ceases until we get a child support order in place.
This is crazy.
Now, do I want to continue to provide financially for my children aside from seeing them? Most definitely. But here's another thing. I don't have a phone number. I also don't have an address. We don't know where she lives. When we went to the court because she filed for abandonment, guess what? The judge said I have no jurisdiction over this because there's no child support order. I was also sent a cease and desist from her. So what do you do when you get a cease and desist from somebody? Do you continue to push and then risk getting another charge, maybe stalking or harassment? Because I have that screenshot too. For the record, I haven't seen my children since May of last year.
Are we still talking?
She sent the court. This is where it becomes it's become frustrating for the court as well. You send the court a letter, like I showed you guys, to cease this because you're no longer pursuing this, and you and the child's father want to work out something outside of court. And then you go back again to file child support. This has now become like ping pong. It's like back and forth. With me as a father, I want to be on this. I've sent my documents to the attorney general that's over this case that works for the Department of Child Services. I've sent everything. And I can't control if I get a continuation date every 30 to 60 days. I can't control that. Right? I can't. So there is currently no child support order. There's no child support order. Ooh, I've been waiting on a child support order so we can continue to do things as the court puts it.
And that wraps up Mr. Christian, honey. Christian has some things to get off his chest. Christian
Clearly.
tired of y'all.
Look at T.
All right.
Oh, we there. Oh, okay.
Yeah, we done. We done with him, honey.
Yes, honey. Him in that goddamn voice box that sounds like he need a Hall's cough drop like Mimi Faust is getting on my motherfucking nerves.
Y'all
like
will wait till I start playing Yoshi's Island to be done.
He didn't convince me of anything.
Me either.
Yeah, no.
Just a bunch of over-explaining. That's all it was.
You know, when you over-explain, I feel like it leaves room for people to break your story apart even more. Because don't say that you gave her that as a caring father, and when she goes to put you on child support, you withdraw what you already been giving her. The courts are still going to want to see what have you been giving her.
Exactly.
You know, and just because you gave her stuff back in 2024, you know, they could still make it higher than that in 2025. But she could potentially shoot herself in the foot if she ends up getting less than that 2,200 that he was giving her. Right. So, and based on what she's making in comparison to him, so she could potentially. But yeah, so that's what
and
they
make
got.
that man move you someplace else since he doxed your address on social media.
Well, he did cover up her. He covered it up. He put her face up there, but he blurred out like the address and stuff.
He better have.
Okay, because that would have been a whole different suit on him. But anything else on Basketball Wives, y'all, as we get ready to head out?
No, I think we covered everything.
We thank y'all for being here. Thank y'all. Thank y'all. Please make sure you guys are going over to subscribe to Scotty's channel and T's channel. The details are here. Okay. That you see it on the screen. Please make sure. And matter of fact, I tagged them in the title. So make sure that you guys just click on that, hop on over, hit the subscribe. Okay. Now, as we said, this is not a regular thing that we're going to be doing every week. Unfortunately, this episode was a little flat and we don't know what is going to be coming in the future. All right. But should we do another one next week or the following, whenever, you know, the episode's really juicy, it's going to be on T's page. So make sure you guys are subscribed to T's channel so that, you know, y'all gonna get the updates when they come and we can.
I hope this next episode was worth it because the first two was all right. But this one,
and Josiah is not here at the moment, but make sure y'all subscribe to Josiah as well. Okay. Let's see. Before we get out of here, thank you so much, Lisa Mooney, for the super chat. Hey y'all, love y'all. He double talks Jen. He started the love stating. He started the live stating how he and Jen see the kids all the time. To now, he hasn't seen the kids since last year. Such a liar. Thank you so much for the super chat and the comment because, yeah, that don't make sense. You know, you and Jen is just eating it up.
Like she all in the background. You don't like that?
Eating it
She
up.
just wanted to
tell
be
people how the courts
married.
work. That's crazy.
Well, she did say that, T. She did say that. I just want to be married. She did say that.
So. Oh well. Okay. Good luck, Jen.
Good luck. Okay. That's all we got. All right, y'all. Well, I thank y'all for being here. Make sure you guys are liking up the video. Like, subscribe. Make sure you're subscribing to Scotty, T, as well as Josiah. And, you know, we're going to catch y'all in it. Oh, did y'all have anything anything that you guys are working on that's coming up that y'all want to announce? Anything on y'all channels?
Well, me, T, and JoJo, we are doing like some kind of music content. Like we're gonna like do because you know we have our own panel with the three of us, the roast and review. So we're probably gonna roast and review music.
Okay,
I think that's gonna be fun.
Cool. Yeah.
It's gonna be fun. So that's one of the things that I want people to know about. And of course, I review Housewives and Basketball Wives. And if anybody that watches Jami are into like Chasing Atlanta, Chasing Dallas, me and T do a panel on that every Thursday night. The Chasing panel. We talk about Chasing Dallas every Thursday. So yeah.
What about
as
you?
far as I'm concerned, I'm doing this show as well as Housewives, as well as the Never Ever Mets, Bravo's Love Hotel, which is pretty decent, so y'all should check that out too. And Love at the Lockup, I review that over on my second channel, Gags with T. So if anybody's into stuff like that, I do that as well. And this panel, as well as the Whether You Like It or Not panel, and the Chasing panel with Scotty. So hit me up.
All right. Well, we thank y'all for being here. We're going to catch y'all in the next one. Bye, y'all.
Bye, y'all.
Yeah, tell them I preach to the choir. Stand with my feet to the fire. Give all the glory to God. Stand in the midst of these haters, I'm silent, nobody can stop me. Just gotta check in my notification, them numbers hit like it's a proxy. Cashed out at the ATM, and the ATL, they done made a gym. I've been kicking doors like the ATF, got them trying to clone me like Agent Smith. Game time, I invaded gym, high elevated, I can face the